Our team coverage continues with you at home. Western Mass News reporter Wesley Days wanted to know how well you thought the roads were treated after this weekend's winter weather. The results are in, and Wesley joins us live with more from Springfield. Some folks not happy with their DPWs, Wesley.
Oh, no, they're not. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not very happy with my own wind right now, Chris. But look, there's a lot of results that a lot of people want you to know that they're not pleased with the roads. Take a look.
Anybody who walks on the city streets today takes their life in their hands.
Mother Nature's winter gift has become Western Mass's headache. We wanted to hear from people like you on how well public works departments did on clearing the streets. Let's just say it wasn't too positive.
It's very, very slippery. It's not, I think they could have did a better job. I understand that we had the snow, then the rain, but then afterwards, late night, could have been a little bit more covering of the grounds, but it is very bad.
Chicopee and Springfield streets were not the only complaint.
Show them what we're dealing with right here.
We went over to Feeding Hills to meet Will Clark, who was in a slippery situation himself. He's trapped.
We got these ice ruts and I got stuck leaving for work. Then I dug myself out. Then I came back and then I came out to dig a little bit so it would get better later. Then a neighbor down there got stuck.
Will had to call out of his job due to icy conditions. He may even miss a loved one's wake because of it.
If you have a car, be safe. Because it was hitting the bottom of my car and I was like, it's not worth going to work with possibility of injuring the car and myself.
Yeah, some scary conditions out there right now, and I'll tell you right now, I feel like Jack Frost. I really do, Jenna. I feel it hitting at my face, the wind right now. I'm going to turn things over to my colleague, Reagan Lockery, who has more on the wind and the power outages that could have been started. I will tell you, though, before I turn things over to her, that tonight at 6, you'll have a response from Springfield DPW's head, Chris Signoli, that you don't want to miss. All right, Reagan, it's over to you, my friend.